alone for this time, returning to the peace of my mind. Fear falls away, crack the shell of a new day.
Cairo was cracking. This is Oluwafakola David Nkai Temple tapping in with you. So, good morning. We thank you all for joining us. You could be anywhere right now, but you rocking with us. So, we come and we want to share with you the blessings, the benevolence, the greatness of Ifa at this time. So, I want to begin with prayer before we get into our Ifa sermon today. So let us start with Ifa prayer. Thank you once again. All right. Olodumare, we come invoking your spirit. We ask that you will continue to be with us and bless us. Ashe. Ajog Bay, he hears people please and shelter please. He hears people please and food please. He talks to when should talk is completely absorbed. He hears people please and shelter his name is High. He hears people please and food please. His name is Shodar. He talks to when should talk is completely absorbed. His name is Shami. But Shami, the first motion. First motion cannot fail to impress him. Strive for against him downfall. Go for against him downfall. It is whatever I can ready for. Two tells us what they accept, whatever the big rat tells us what they accept. All what I tell you, if I please accept them and approve them. Sure. Oh, Turete. To show gratitude upon gratitude is the hour of our gratitude. To display benevolence upon benevolence is the hour of our benevolence. Whoever says for gratitude, yes, there's benevolence, such person now sees today's truth. These decorates see by to the 401 to Rumla. The one to may your way, out of his shoes. These all decorates see by to Rumla. The one to may your way, out of his shoes. I'm grateful. I see my gratitude. If I please accept my gratuity, he who shows their benevolence will receive more things to be thankful for. Ashe. Àwa dúpẹ́, àwa àbúrè, àwa dúpẹ́ àwa àbúrè, àdúpẹ́ àná wa òbúrè tùnú Olódùmarè, àwa dúpẹ́, àwa àbúrè, àwa dúpẹ́ àwa àbúrè. Oriani, àwa dúpẹ́, àwa àbúrè, àwa dúpẹ́ àwa àbúrè, àdúpẹ́ àná àwa òbúrè tùnẹ́bọ̀ èrúnmọ̀lẹ̀, àwa dúpẹ́, àwa àbúrè. Àwa dúpẹ́ àwa àbúrè, àdúpẹ́ àná àwa òbúrè tùnẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́gùn lóríṣà. Olódùmarè and the divinities, we thank you for life, health, food, clothing, shelter, all the pursuits of life. We ask for your forgiveness. Erosun etutu. Turning down without soup can be very difficult to do. Please decorate C5 to a teacher of the child of Agmeneragon. Please, child of Agmeneragon. How many children does C5 have that he will cast on out? Those who beg on behalf of the people. C5, we come invoking your spirit and asking for forgiveness. Forgive us for anything that we might have done wrong, any taboos we might have broken, anything. Please support us and protect us. Father, we ask that you would ward off our death, ward off sickness, cases, controversy, ward off fights, litigation, and our fights. Oh, Belara. Orumla says time to sleep. I ask for the time to sleep when the day dawned. Another Orumla in the 16th room, where he covered his head with a flowing gown full of life. He was wearing just for his blessing. He was flowing heavily. They told him that delegate from his disciple house. Orumla inquired what the delegate had brought. They told him they brought 2 rats this morning, 2 fish graceful to me, 2 birds cooked in flight, and 2 loaves of big livers. Orumla says, that's none to break them up. I admit my ignorance. Please educate me. Motuna Karaba. I hide myself in the bosom and survive. Motuna Karaba. All kinds of spirit to be talked about on TV. All kinds of spirit to be talked about on TV to perform rituals to the children. You are the leaders, we are the followers. These are the ones who show the followers listen. Rumor told me to get alligator pepper, to get cola nut, to get bitter corn, to get alcohol. The couple got the alligator pepper, got the corn, got the bitter corn. I ain't got the alcohol. And that is right. Now he's fully awake. A woman, when you are fully awake, please look at me with your eyes of compassion. It is with eyes of compassion that the heavenly stars, you can look at the stars below. Arumala, when you are fully awake, please look at me with your eyes to help one to secure a good spouse. It's such good eyes my spouse should use it in looking at me with. Arumala, when you are fully awake, please look at me with your eyes to help one to bear many children. It's such good eyes a child should use in looking at a well-decorated place. Be forlorn, not too far. Join us in the midst of all Ifa. Ifa, please heal us. Ifa, we ask that you would come and ward off all death, sickness, tragedy, problems, loss from us, and evil and danger, witchcraft. Bring forth to us long life, wealth, good spouse, good children, longevity, prosperity, victory over adversity, peace of mind, healing, success, and all good things of life. I share. Emma kami many ama, Emma kami many ano, ma kami many adeloku. Itamole tori Ifa alone me, brother timpanini, any banami. One Ifa lelejo, Ifa, please move my ego out of the way so that we can hear words of Ifa. Ifa ojire, Ifa come and support us. I share. Oshe Torah, Akeke me bagisa, the church up against the Chicago. And he's the Liban, Chef Murder. Most of the wealthy, surely be wealthy. I can't get in by this time. The mouth of ones, I deep on that share, and the mouth of an hour. If no church have joy, surely joy. I can't get in by this time, and the mouth of one ones, I deep on that share, and the mouth of an hour. If no church have victory, surely victory. I can't get in by this time, and the mouth of one ones, I deep on that share, and the mouth of an hour. If no church have all good things of life, surely all good things of life. I can't get in by this time, and the mouth of ones, I deep on that share, and the mouth of an hour. Trust him, and sure. Tiny other feet of Fubu, the type of a chameleon is not big enough to use his headgear. Had it been enough to use his headgear, I would have taken it home and adorned my hair with a DC5 decoration to Aruela. I'm going on a special mission to Ejebul. We can't look at things temporarily. Consult and make rich. Con Aruela with respect and Ejebulin. Oshe Aruela is a good war. Share. Ashe Orisha lẹ́nu mi o, Ashe Orisha lẹ́nu mi. Obon tí mo bá màmá wí o, ìrúmọlẹ̀ ó bà. Ifá ó bá o, Ashe Orisha lẹ́nu mi, àṣẹ o. Tẹ́mọ̀ òdúrọ̀ tí mo ṣúrẹ́, tí mo bẹ̀rẹ̀ tí mo ṣúrẹ́. Tí mo kúnlẹ̀, tí mo ṣúre, tí mo jọ̀kọ́, tí mo ṣúre, ire tí mo ṣù orí ti bọ́. Orí ẹni làrúrẹ̀ ìyẹn ni ọ́, orí ẹni làrúrẹ̀ ìyẹn ni. Mọ̀júlọ mi fà wá mọ́rí, orí ẹni làrúrẹ̀ ìyẹn ni. Bobore Jasu, Ifa Oba Lorun, Atibachaju, Ifa Oba Lorun, Olodumare in the divinity, we thank you for life. Thank you for health. We thank you for strength. We thank you for food, clothing, shelter. We thank you for protecting us so far. We thank you for all the good things you've allowed us to experience. We ask that you will continue to push away tragedy, push away problems and fights, push away conflicts, push away litigation, losses, outright fights, witchcraft, and negative forces. Bring forth to us all good things of life, long life, wealth, good spouse, restoration, healing, joy, and all good things. Ashe, Aboru, Aboye, Aboshishe, Aboto, Ashe. All right, before we even begin, I want to remind people, please like and share. Please share this with someone who you know will enjoy and value it, because we're going to be talking about some powerful things, some things that I feel are very important and poignant at this time, not only in Los Angeles, but in the world, because we're on the precipice of some things that could take us in a different direction completely. And we need to understand how to negotiate this new world in America that we found ourselves in. So, without further ado, the testimony of trees. What is this? What are we talking about? So, first of all, I wanted to address the issues around the current Los Angeles fires. Our city, like literally, our city has been ravaged. Pacific Palisades, Hearst, Altadena, Pasadena, whole towns literally have been decimated. Members of this temple, friends, comrades, family members have been victimized by this fire. And we have yet, and we are here yet assessing the damage, comforting those who have experienced the trauma, and we're left with so many different questions, like, what is the purpose of this tragedy? Why did this happen to me? Some even ask, why was I spared? How do we respond to such pain and such uncertainty? All we can do is hold on to each other. That's literally what we can do. When I think of this, I think of a verse from Osa Alashuwada, Osa Ogunjila. Ifa says, Allah, Apalampolo, the awo of Inu, the mouth, Castifa for Inu, the mouth. When he and the rest of the body were fighting for supremacy at Ileife, Inu said that if they could offer a bowl with 20 yams, 30 water yams, and 50 micro yams, we shall have comfort and return to sound health. Travelers to Ipono, Fatown, join us in the midst of all area of life. So in this Odu, the parts of the body were fighting for supremacy. And they were fighting for supremacy against the head. They did not realize that the head was significant until the total collapse of the body came. All parts of the body have to work together in order to succeed. Everyone needs to pull together in order to have success. We cannot work individually. The arms can't say we're more significant than the mouth because we're the one that bring the mouth food. The legs can't say we are more significant than the head because we walk to the places where we go to get nourishment. The eyes can't say I am the most important because I see the nourishment. We can't go about solipsistically and individually. Solipsism is a type of philosophy where an individual, in essence, believes their mind is the only mind that exists. And when I look at this, I look at Descartes. Descartes says, I think, therefore I am. These are the essences of Western philosophy and also the Western mind, the Western capitalistic mind, one of individualism, one of competition, one of capitalism. But how does that work in trauma? This leads me to my first point, and that first point is Ubuntu. Ubuntu. Those of you who study African philosophy, not just Yoruba, but also Akan, Kikongo, you study the essence, the commonalities of all African philosophies and cosmologies. There's one very essential point that we can find in it, Ubuntu. And that is a word that essentially means I am what I am because of who we all are. I am what I am because of the fact that we are who we are. Shortened, that means I am because we are. I am because we are. If you are practicing Ifa and you don't have that philosophy, you ain't practicing Ifa. This is the definition of the African community. We cannot rise if some of us are suffering because we are all connected. We are connected to every community member. We are connected to the tree. We are connected to the animals. We are connected to the air. We are connected to the seed and soil. We are connected. If we defecate in the water out of selfish convenience, then we poison our community's water. If we overhunt the animals in the forest or the fish in the sea out of our own selfish desire to have meat every day, then we waste the resources of our community. And one may have a monopoly for a time, but eventually we will all lack meat. We will all lack resources. We are all connected. So when I succeed, that means the community succeeds. If our community is suffering, we should take it personally and do what we can to make our community better. When we look at the individuals who are suffering in all of these various communities all over Los Angeles in particular, we need to take it, personally. We need to take it personally. And we need to do what we can do in order to ensure that they are experiencing a good quality of life as well. This fire has taught us that we are connected. From the suffering of those who lost their homes and loved ones, we are connected to the toxic air quality in Los Angeles right now. We are connected. One thing that I have searched myself and also asked Ifa is the question why. Why did this happen? Some of us who are listening may have lost their homes, loved ones, family members, so many things. But I ask you and I ask Ifa the question, how do we avoid and even negate such tragedy? What is the purpose of tragedy in this context? What is the meaning of this in the midst of that which defies meaning? Ifa says in Ogbe, when one's Ifa is about to bless one, it will first make one go through tribulations. This was the Ifa cast for Oresegi when going to Onijumo's house to purchase liquor on credit. He was advised to offer Ebo. He complied. Oresegi, the resident Awo of Oni Jumu, cast Ifa for Oni Jumo when she was weeping in her own lamentation of her inability to bear a child. She was advised to offer Ebo, and she complied. Before long, not too far, join us in the midst of joy. Come and see our array of life. In this Odu, Eresegi was the porcupine. That is the name for the porcupine. And he was a very, very knowledgeable Babalawo. He was very accurate in his divinations and in his predictions. No one ever felt that he missed a point whenever he cast Ifa. No one ever doubted his predictions. The only issue is that his level of financial success in life did not match his great abilities in Ifa. He was the most unsuccessful financial Babalawo who walked the earth at this time. It was a problem for Eresegi to eat every day. Finances, he did not have enough money. Despite his abilities in Ifa and his accurate predictions, no one ever returned to offer Ebo with Eresegi. So he would cast Ifa, give all these important, incredible predictions, and those people would go to some other Babalawo in order to get their work done. They would go to another Babalawo who was less competent than Eresegi. Many felt uncomfortable with Eresegi because he seemed to look into their very souls. And that was unsettling. They didn't trust him because he was so accurate. They felt like he was using other spiritual means. Some didn't trust him because he was poor. Some didn't trust him because he experienced losses. They felt that if he was so knowledgeable, if he was so good in the favor, in the face of God, then God should give him a solution to his problems. Eresegi went to his own Babalawo for Ifa consultation. He asked, why am I not successful? Why have I experienced such tragedy? And the Babalawo told him that in spite of his skill and dedication, Eresegi was still experiencing challenges. The Babalawo even told him to offer Ebo here with 6 bottles of gin. Eresegi burst into tears because he was naked. He didn't even have money to offer Ebo. He didn't have money to even cast Ifa. That was when the Babalawo told him, get the bottles of gin and purchase them on credit. Anybody ever had to go on credit to offer Ebo? Anybody ever got a blessing on credit, man? That's deep. Eresegi went to the home of Onijumo and he asked her, please, can I have 6 bottles of gin on credit? She looked at him with disgust. He told Eresegi, what makes you think I will help you? How could I remain in business if I gave out my products for free? Eresegi didn't get angry. He just smiled and said, I understand your disdain for me, especially because I am naked, because I have nothing, and I appear this way outwardly. I look like nothing, and I seem to be nothing, but Olodumare has endowed me with a special ability that is above and beyond any ordinary human. And as a matter of fact, before I came here, I asked Ifa, and Ifa told me that you were experiencing the lack of inability to give birth to a child. That is the one thing that you desire. If you can offer Ebo and use this special okoshe, you will be pregnant in no time. Onijumu was shocked at the accuracy of what he said. She thought to herself that this poor, naked man has uttered my problem, and a problem that she had even hidden from herself. She felt more naked than the naked Awo in front of her. On that day, she offered the abo as prescribed. The next month, Onijumo, she missed her period. And in 10 months, she gave birth to a baby. When she gave birth to the baby, she wanted that Babalao, that particular Babalao, Eresegi, to be present at the naming ceremony. She searched high and low for him. She even went for Ifa consultation to find him. The Babalao told her to offer 2 mats. After she did this, she then invited Eresegi to her home. He was still naked. That would have to be a whole year. But interestingly enough, the mats were used for Ebo. They stuck to the body of Eresegi and they became his quills. They became his clothes. He was no longer naked. Eresegi became the talk of the town and he became the celebration of all the Obas and the chiefs in that particular neighborhood and community. And the client had her blessing, and Eresegi finally was placed on a very high level and recognized for his greatness. His clients even supported him financially. Everyone he was casting Ifa for eventually came and offered their abo. In this Odu, at so many moments, Eresegi, he could have lost his mind. I know some of us out there are at the brink. He was tested. Even after offering Ebo, it took him 10 to 12 months for his destiny to be manifested. And even when it took 10 to 12 months, Onijumu contacted him and he was still suffering. He was still naked. This leads me to my second point, and that is when it's really bad, it is really good. And I know it sounds crazy. I know what I'm saying, it might not make any sense to any of you, but let me explain. It's bad right now, but you gotta wait. And that is the hardest thing to do. You have reached a turning point in your life story, a critical point of change, but Olodumare has a plan for you. Olodumare has a destiny for you. Olodumare has a blessing for you. Somewhere in the pain of loss is the blessing. Somewhere in the uncertainty, there is direction. Somewhere in the ashes, there is the ashe. This is just a critical moment in the story, and we need hope to help us get there. We need faith to help to sustain us to get there. We need it, but it sucks right now. It's bad. I want everybody to type in the chat if you with me. When we gonna get to the good part? I remember there was a song. When we gonna get to the good part? When we gonna get to the good part? Olodumare, how do we get to the good part? In the Odu, Oshe Bile Ifa says, here what I have followed, and there what I have passed through. In stages does one bury the corpse of their dear friend. This was Ifa's declaration to Orunmila when he was doing many things without succeeding. He was advised to offer Ebo and told to take Olodumare as his father. Rescue me. Oh my God, please accept me. You are the one I rely upon. Rescue me. Oh my Olodumare, please accept me. You are my pillar of support. Rescue me. Oh my God, please accept me. You are the one I look up to. Rescue me, oh my God, and accept me. Nobody can rely on Olodumare for him to put to shame. Rescue me, oh my God, please accept me. This leads me to my third and final point. And that point is hold on. You got to hold on. You also need to know what and who to hold on to. Nobody can rely on Olodumare to be put to shame. That means when it's bad, you got to hold on because it's going to get good. Eventually, the blessing is going to come. There is a purpose in this pain, even if it is just to grow you. So let us be like the tree. Ifa says, Ogunda Bede, a tree stump does not shake sideways. This was Ifa's declarations to Lakosin, he who wages war and wins a crown to adorn his head. He says that whatever we conclude on any matter, do not let it change from there. Kukete amirajigi is in our woe. A tree stump does not shake sideways. We cannot waver in our resolve right now. We may be threatened with losing everything, and we may have even lost everything. All we might have is life and breath, but your faith in Olodumare will not come back void. Let us listen to the testimony of trees. Be rooted and do not shake sideways. The palm tree is so unique to us in Ifa. Trees in general are the subject of so many Ifa verses, and trees amongst the community of trees. What is the nature of trees? Trees, they look out. They have a complex root system that when a predator is traumatizing a tree will send messages through this complex root system through the forest to let other trees know that trouble is near. If a tree is cut down and the roots still remain, other trees will send nutrients to that struggling tree to keep it alive. Scientists call it a mycorrhizal network. Essentially, this is a symbiotic relationship between fungi and root structures. And it's like the forest is a living being that helps each other to survive. When we look at this forest is a living organism. These trees are living organisms that communicate with each other. These roots are powerful things. So let us listen to the testimony of trees. We must be rooted. That is the only way we will remain connected. When one hurts over here, we will feel the pain. When one is lacking support over there, we will support that one with resources. Let us listen to the testimony of trees. Let's go back to the palm tree. Oshe Tura says, the holy palm tree spouts 16 palm fronds. Ogbe Unle says, the holy palm tree that guarantees salvation, please protect me. So many Ifa verses mention the holy palm tree and tell us that the palm tree is significant in Ifa. Why is this tree significant, and why is it in many verses we call this tree holy? We get palm oil from the palm tree. We use palm oil for virtually every ritual. We get the delicious palm wine from palm tree. We get coconuts from the palm tree. We get delicious dates from the palm tree. And we also get our Ekin Ifa from the palm tree. Listening to Ifa is like listening to the testimony of the sacred palm tree. Those Ekin Ifa are speaking to us, telling us, stay rooted. The palm tree is different. The palm tree is different from so many other trees. Why? Because it can withstand powerful winds. It can withstand harsh times and remain standing. The palm tree will bend because it's flexible, and it won't lose its integrity. Spiritually, that palm tree represents resilience. It represents victory, and it represents renewal. We must have resilience through these tough times because we will be challenged. Though you experience loss, you got to bend with the wind because we will soon have victory. We will remain standing. And if you ain't standing, you will be renewed. As long as you stay connected. We must stay connected. Aboru, aboye, aboshishe, agboato. Thank you so much for tapping in today. I want to post another ticker. So right underneath, we are collecting money for a member of our temple, Mark Anthony, and his family, and many other families lost their homes during the Altadena Eaton fire. So what I want is today I want us to, instead of donating particularly or just to the temple, I want you to also donate to Mark Anthony's family and also other families. There are so many other families that have been touched by this, but I thought it would be much more effective for us to focus on one at this time and one at another time, because in my opinion, it's much more effective. So we want to send Brother Mark Anthony some love and his family some love. I remember texting him that day and I was like, bro, you know, I was shocked. And so many of us have been shocked and flabbergasted by the occurrences of the last 2 weeks. It's been crazy here in Los Angeles, but it's not just in Los Angeles. It's been crazy around the United States. We're on the precipice of something crazy. And the key is we're going to be all right, right? We need to focus on the testimony of trees. What do the Ekin Ifa say? What does Ifa say? Are we being flexible, right? Are we staying connected, right? Because the moment we lose connection with community, that is the moment that we can get picked off, y'all. So what I urge everyone to do, everybody, man, y'all got to get connected. You all must stay connected. Please stay connected. Get connected. Get connected. Get connected. Get connected. Get connected. Get community, folks. Like, I don't even understand how people do Ifa in the United States and not have community. I don't understand how people do this without having some homies, right? Some big homies, some Oluos, some elders, some ENE5s. We need all that, folks. We need it. All right, so I want to post some of these comments, but I need us to stay connected. If you ain't connected, if you don't have a temple, we got one. Tap in. If you in LA, tap in. If you ain't in LA, tap in. Abo Shisha Boto. All right, thank you. Ifa Sheyi Yeshu. Abo Shisha Boto. Thank you. Ifa Kemi. Onimole Abo Shisha Boto. Thank you for joining us. Abo Shisha Boto to my wife. Thank you. Ashe, good seeing you. Maisha, thank you for tapping in. Sound Ghost. Abo Shisha Boto. Thank you for tapping in. Shisha Boto. Okay, what's up, Nisi? All right. Right. Thank you. Thank you. All right, I'm just gonna pop them in. Bani, Ashe, Shuja, thank you. Oh, hey, what's up, Jessica Blanco? Good to see you. All right. Okay, Danielle. Good to see you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Yes, it is Ogbeunle that we talked about. That is the Odu that we were talking about. One of the Odus, especially. Yes, thank you for tapping in. Yes, Ashe, Ashe. All right, what's up, Dinah? Good to see you. Texas tapping in. All right. Uh-huh. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yes. When are we getting to the good part? When we going to get to the good part? Because the good part is coming, y'all. It really is. Even though we might not think it is at the moment, it's coming. It's coming. It's coming. Right? Ashe, rescue me. Yes, that Oshe Bile verse is important. And you know what I want to say is if y'all can memorize specific verses that give you Ashe, give you that energy in the time of challenge. And you can just whip that verse out, right? You can whip it out in the midst of drama, in the midst of issues, right? In the midst of problems and changes, you can pull it out. And you have to speak Ifa to yourself, right? Don't just wait for the Awo to give you the verse. You have to give yourself the medicine. Aboraboye Ifa Korede, good to see you. All right, yes, that palm tree. Yeah, and you know, and we already know. Thank you for mentioning that. It's sacred in Nubia. It's sacred in Kemet. It's sacred in our ancient traditions, right? And those of you who know Ifa, much of that wisdom migrated from Kemet. Dudua, right? Yeah, we gotta hold on. Thank you. Good to see you. Chloe Dior, Abo Shisha Agboto, thank you. All right. All right. Thank you. Thank you so much. All right, Daniel. Thank you. We've got the GoFundMe posted here at the bottom. All right. Thank you again. Tap in for sure. Yeah, we got to. We need to remain connected, folks. So those of you who want to be connected, you can reach out on the Instagram page, YouTube page, Facebook page, or also you can go to the website. Right. Every first of the month we do a feeding of Eshu. You can subscribe to that, and also Itadogun. You can subscribe to that. You can be a part of it. So thank you all for joining us. And yeah, it's absolutely important to do this work, and especially right now, especially, excuse me, especially in the midst of what's going on and what we're experiencing. You know, like last night I was trying to prepare a TikTok video, and TikTok has been banned. Word in the country of free speech is gone. This is deep, y'all. There's some unprecedented things happening in our midst. But we're going to make it through. Shoot, we made it through Jim Crow. We made it through slavery, right? You know, we made it through civil rights era, we made it through. We made it through lynchings, and we're going to make it through this. And the key is we need to organize, we need to come together. And and what I mean by that is also come together in your community. It don't mean like everybody got to be all together. It just means, in your little hood, in your little hubble of your sphere of control in your community, find some people that you click with and tap in with them. We got something that's going on here, and I know some folks think like me and they have a like mind. We need to be rocking, right? We need to work together. The folks that kind of think similarly, because even Ifa is being, Ifa is being appropriated. So we Ifa and Lukumi and Hoodoo and all of our traditions, they're being appropriated, y'all. Somebody has figured out a plan to mass produce these things, kind of like how Buddhism and the I Ching and all these things have been, it's like pop culture now. And that's cool. Pop culture is cool, but we have to remain in control of our stuff. But, some people might hate the fact that I say that. But we still must continue. But as I said before, we've been through worse. So let's hold on. All right, so I want to end with prayer. Olodumare, please continue to support us. Please continue to bless us. Please continue to help us to see ourselves in a position of strength, power, and alignment. We ask that you would help us to listen to the wisdom of these trees. Listen to the wisdom of these king that you've given us, so that we can continue to move forward and elevate, so we can find, follow, and fulfill our destiny. Thank you so much. And please, please, please donate to our brother Mark Anthony and his family. Here is the GoFundMe. It's right below. Thank you so much. Aboru, aboye, aboshishe,